We recently had the Hall of Fame.
Right, induction.
Yes, we did for the year
2013.
2013. Okay.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, located in beautiful Canton, Ohio. Right?
Stay at the Holiday Inn Express, and you can hear Master and the Aces every night. The most fantastic band on a $199 Walmart electronic synthesizer piano. No, I don't know. I'm sure it's something like that though.
Right. All right. And who was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Well, you want me to throw some names out at you?
Please, please.
Okay. Chris Carter.
Chris Carter,
I like him.
the old Viking.
The old Viking. Did you know that he was originally an Eagle? He was drafted by the Eagles, and Buddy Ryan.
The Beagles.
To me, they're the Eagles.
All right, fair
They
enough.
can be whatever they want to you, floppy ear. He was drafted by the
The Eagles are going to stink this year because they have a quarterback that couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But anyway,
Sometimes you're wide open, and it's like you're catching a pass on the broadside of a barn. You're in the middle of the field. If you break the coverage, then that would come in handy. But he's not that bad.
you can't
He's
hit an
not
open
that-
receiver, Joey.
Oh my goodness. Well,
He
you know
proved
what?
that year after year.
You know what? We're going to go New Jersey on this, and all I'm going to say is, watch what happens this year.
And don't call me
then-
floppy ears either. Curly.
Well, that's a beagle, right? What do you think?
Curly is one of my
a beagle?
all-time heroes, as a matter of fact.
Woo. He is?
Yeah.
Well, can you do a little bit of Curly for me?
Well, I just did.
You know, Curly Culp was a player that.
Oh,
was
that's
inducted
right.
into
He
the
was
Hall
one
of
of the
Fame,
inductees, right?
too. Yeah. What's some of your favorite Curly lines?
I'm thinking, but nothing's happening.
That's my absolute favorite.
Oh, Larry the Cheese! Oh, Larry the Cheese!
Any comments about Chris Carter's career?
There's another one. I'll get to that in a
Okay.
minute. But at one point, I can't remember which one of the Three Stooges skits, but they're in the middle of a pie fight. And Curly's over in the corner talking to this gorgeous brunette. She's about 6 inches taller than him or something. And so a pie comes flying across the room and hits him square in the face. And he goes over to where the bunch of other people are because he figures somebody from that group must have thrown the pie. And he says, "Who interfered with my romance?" And pretty soon she got a pie in the face too. American film classics. What can I say?
Well, you know,
All right, Curly Culp. I don't know anything about him.
I had a
Good
similar,
name, though.
You know, I had a similar blonde in my life.
Yeah.
That was about the same length, and she was, you know, she was a token of my infection.
Thank God.
I didn't mean it that way, or did I? No, I didn't. I didn't. Chris Carter, I just want to say that one of the greatest things about his speech, as you recall, was the last comment that he made was, if you want to know 4 things about Chris Carter, number 1, I love God and I will not apologize. He said, number 2, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye for life. Number 3, yeah, what? Because you went to Michigan.
That's right.
Ann Arbor.
That's right.
All right.
Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor.
Michigan.
Yes. And number 3, big school. Big school. They've been very successful.
Number 3.
So, number 3?
Number 3? Are we on number 3 now?
No, yeah.
Okay. What was it? I didn't want you to go off on a 4-minute tangent about how Ann Arbor's a big city. So number 3?
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3.
I thank Buddy Ryan for firing me when I was doing illegal drugs, and when I was at a time in my life when I was not taking the opportunity and the talent that God had given me as seriously as I should have been. And when he got rid of me, and I was shopping for a new team, and I had my illustrious career in Minnesota, that's the best thing that could have happened to me. And number 4, he said exactly like this, or as close as I can get with this tone of voice. He said, doesn't matter what happens from this day, I could die, I'm a Hall of Famer for life, and I made it.
Hallelujah.
Warren Sapp.
Oh, Warren Sapp made the Hall of Fame, huh? Defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their Super Bowl years, and the Tony Dungy years that led up to their Super Bowl year, where they had just an awesome defense. Tony Dungy, as you know, was a defensive-minded coach, and when they played that Super Bowl against the Raiders, they had 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns. A lot of that had to do with pressure from the defensive line, and a lot of that was Warren Sapp. That guy was big. He's just had a ton of speed, energy, talent, and he was dominant. No wonder he's in the Hall of Fame.
Player I'm not real familiar with, but the next one for you is Dave Robinson of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. There was a David Robinson who played for Navy and later on San Antonio, but that was basketball. Not related.
I think he was pretty successful.
Different guy, yeah.
He was on a lot of championship teams. He was David Robinson.
Right.
Yes, he was. Or
Yeah.
Mrs. Robinson.
No, David.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
Then we have another one that I remember went into the Hall of Fame was a coach by the name of Bill Parcells.
The Tuna.
That's him.
Coached the Giants to 2 Super Bowl championships, I believe. Also coached the New York Jets for a while. Coached the Dallas Cowboys, and then there was one other team.
The Patriots.
The Patriots, right. That
Did
was
you mention the
back in
Patriots?
the
I'm
day.
sorry.
No,
that would
you're
be
right,
the
that's the other one.
The fourth team.
Well, he deserves it, don't you think?
I think he undoubtedly deserves it, not only for the most resounding reason when you compare other Hall of Fame inductees that are coaches. He took a struggling, losing team 3 times, 3 of those teams we mentioned, to the playoffs.
Mhm.
And the 4th team, as you mentioned, the Giants, he actually took them to 2 Super Bowls where they won. Many have described his speech as revealing more about the innards of the NFL than what you would hear in most Hall of Fame speeches, which I thank you for that, Tuna. He was a master with the media, and maybe you have a story. Maybe you have a story about that.
He was a master with the media. True. Oh yeah. Well, you recently watched a story, you and Gina, which you told me about. You know, the NFL is such a fabulous media production. Not especially the games, right? But then there are times when there will be a program on about a particular coach, a particular player, and